Now let's talk a little bit about why rethink ALM or asset lifecycle management. Because it is a challenge, I would say, at least I have been talking about, most people have been talking about for the past 2 decades. Unfortunately, we have not made much progress. You know why? Because it's a very, very difficult problem. There are too many people involved. There is too much information to manage. And as a result, unfortunately, we are continuing the way we've been managing our projects and assets. But we think time for us to rethink is now, because the number one reason why I think is now is what I call easy IT solutions. We think right now you can reasonably inexpensively build a collaboration platform. You can build an asset information management platform. You don't have to right now spend $100 million to build this solution. Solutions are available out there, and I think we can start implementing what we call better asset information management solutions. Our Sid Snitkin will be talking more about this afternoon. Now, when you think about assets, it has to begin with a proper view of assets. Most people are familiar with what you call physical assets because people can see them, but actually besides assets, you need people to run them. But most importantly, you need the right information at the right time, at the right place. In fact, many studies have been done. There is a strong correlation between having the right information and asset performance, the performance of that asset. So what we call this actually information is virtual asset. So when you are buying a new asset, we encourage you to start actually also getting what we call this virtual model of the asset from the suppliers. So having the right information is extremely important for you to get the right performance from your assets. Now, collaboration is not just for people. It needs to happen among devices as well. Here is an example where actually you have a website for a device where all the information related to that device is located. In fact, it's organized in such a way when different people need information. When operator goes to this website, the operator sees what the information that's important to them. The same way when maintenance engineer goes to this website, they see more information what they need. So I think we can do a lot of things like this to make access of the information easier for all the people who need the access to it. Now, we have been using this linear asset lifecycle model for a long time. But the problem with this model is because the stages that we have, the life cycle of an asset, there's a lot of interdependency among those stages. So ARC, over the past couple of years, been doing a lot of thinking about ALM, and we have developed what we call a layered model. With the top layer, we define 3 specific processes. The first one is actually project performance management. That manages all the information related to implementing a project. We have asset performance management that manages all the information focused on running the asset, operations, operate and maintain. And the third one is portfolio management. And there is, as you can see, there is a relationship among all of those. Each one of them is not separate from each other. Now, a little bit about what we call actually operations management. We have to start looking at operations management, it's much more holistically, as a total thing. You have to, again, have 3 key components to have actually proper asset operations management solutions. Number 1, you got to have a very good, modern collaboration, what we call collaborative production management platform. then you got to actually be able to manage all of these different functions. And some of them are listed there. And Greg Gorbach this afternoon will be actually going into more detail about some of these operations. And the third one is collaboration externally, connectivity with external devices and also with external actually people who need the information. Now, we also need to start doing rethinking about automation systems. When we take a look at the distributed control systems, the DCSs, they were conceived 3 decades ago. Yes, we have made some incremental enhancements to them, but the basic concept and architecture of these control systems is essentially the same. We think, again, we need to start coming up with new ideas, see what we could do to enhance, make these systems easier to use and implement. Now, I'm not going to say much about cybersecurity because the next speaker is going to do a far better job what I can do here. ARC is in the process of updating our report that we did a couple of years ago called CPaaS, or Collaborative Process Automation Systems 2.0. And actually, some of the key concepts described in this report are listed there. Certainly we feel that we got to start having true distributed control. These control systems, we need to make them more safe and secure, and some of the other things that are listed, and certainly zero downtime. Well, here is a challenge for the automation suppliers. I know we got quite a few in the room. I think we need to start learning from the IT world. What's happening over there, some of the concepts, and see if we can make our control systems, our automation systems, easier to use and implement for our customers. Now, some of you may be wondering what is performance-based outsourcing. Our supply chain team has put together a very interesting program for the logistics folks. Those of you who actually are in the supply chain department or logistics organizations, more and more relationships, how you work with the third-party logistics providers, that's the focus of this session. And this session, actually, most of the people attending this session are coming later on today, because the session starts actually tomorrow. Now, here are a few strategies I like to leave you with. First of all, I think collaboration is extremely important for all of us, because without that, we really can't come up with new ideas. And then certainly collaboration is not going to happen in isolation. We need some sort of collaboration platform. I certainly hope that we can start to move in the direction of having easier automation solutions and standardize, across all plants. I think standardization can go a long way as well. Outsource non-core operations and benchmark. In my view, collaboration and agility are really the seeds of achieving performance breakthroughs. And I believe that at the point that we are, I think we can actually move to the next level in terms of automation systems, production systems, as well as asset management systems. I think that's all I have. Thank you very much.